Hello everyone, peace of the Lord to all. Today we will talk about the Quran and its science, what the Muslims claim to be science. Uh, like in here as an example, a very funny one, like talking ants. Talking ants. Anyway, ants don't talk, right? And this is actually an error in the Quran, because what the Quran says about the ants, I can debunk each one of them in a second, even without reading the verse. But just an example here, the story which Muslims they try to make it as a science. It's about Solomon when he spoke, or he heard, sorry, the ant. He heard what? He heard her speech. And all of us, we know that ants are deaf. They don't hear, they don't talk. They have communication, they do vibrate, or by chemical, that's it. But even the vibration is not by hearing, it's just by the vibration itself. They sense the vibration, they don't hear. Alright? If we go to the verse of the Quran, actually I will go there after I finish more explanation. So we will go back to this thing so we can read the verse and we can laugh together about the ant which speak. Now as you see, there's tons of videos which is nothing but a fabrication about the amazing miracles of the Quran. Unbelievable. You will shock. It's going to shock you to know. You see, look at the names and look how many viewers, and when you watch them, if you are not really familiar, you might really get into the trap, because Muslims, they don't use a true translation for their book, so they manipulate the meaning or the words to make it look like as speaking as what science is saying, but in fact it is the opposite. There is unlimited number of videos speaking about Quran miracle, and all of us we know. As an example here, I spoke about this video here before, when Shabir Ali, he said the Quran have number 7 miracle, etc. I showed you that this is a joke and this is a stupid miracle, it's not even exist. But if you are a Muslim, if you right now, if you want to make money, actually you can make a book about the miracle of the Quran and say any lies you want. Muslims, they will support you and they will buy your book. Say anything. It doesn't matter really if it's truthful or not, because nobody is listening. And I showed in my video that Shabir Ali, he never read, obviously, the miracle he himself claimed, because those people, they delete verses in order to do that. Same time, even the calculation is very wrong and very stupid. Or you see Dr. Zakir Naik is speaking about the miracles of the Quran. This coward, he will never debate me for sure, because he know he's no match. The same as Shabir Ali, they debate only those who they think they can go around. The Muslims, this is what they do. They study you. If they see that you are not the one they can win with, they will never even get close. This is why I have hard time to invite people to debate me, and this is why ABN, they give up challenging Muslims, including Shabir Ali, to accept to debate me. And I ask Muslims to contact Shabir Ali and ask him, is it true that Christian Prince, he keeps saying that you are running away from him? I don't want to go down to that level where I chase somebody to debate me, but the fact that they are running away. So when those Muslims, they speak about miracles, I will give you an example. Let us see this one. I never clicked on it before. Let us see what this guy is saying. Dr. Zakir Naik, mashallah.
Today is the age of science and technology. So let us analyze whether the glorious Quran is compatible or incompatible with modern science. According to Albert Einstein, the famous physicist and the Nobel Prize winner, who I'm told also addressed this historic Oxford Union, he said, science without religion is lame, and religion without science is blind. Let me remind you, the glorious Quran is not a book of science, S-C-I-E-N-C-E, but it's a book of signs, S-I-G-N-S. It's a book of ayats, it's a book of verses. And the glorious Quran has more than 6,000 signs, 6,000 ayats, 6,000 verses, out of which more than 1,000 speak about science. As far as my talk today is concerned, I will only be speaking about scientific facts. I will not be speaking about scientific hypotheses and theories, which all of us know many a time, these theories and hypotheses take U-turns.
So he will not talk, oops, what I did.
The transitional homogenizing is spherical in shape.
He will not talk about fictions. He will not talk about normal things. He will talk about theories. He will talk only about science. All right, let us go back. You know, I moved the video by mistake.
U-turns. In the field of astronomy, a few decades earlier, in the 1970s, there were a group of scientists who described how the universe came into existence, for which they got the Nobel Prize. This they called as the Big Bang. And these scientists said that initially our universe was one primary nebula. Then there was a secondary separation. There was the Big Bang, which gave rise to galaxies, the stars, the planets, the sun, as well as the earth on which we live. This they called as the Big Bang. This, what the scientists discovered about 40 years back, is mentioned in the Qur'an 1400 years ago, in Surah Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 30, where it says, أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Do not the unbelievers see أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتْ رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا, that the heavens and the earth were joined together and we clove them asunder.
All right, just to show you how Muslims are, you know, they have a mental issue. When you say, I'm going to go with his translation. The earth and the heaven, they used to be one unity, and we split them. Well, is the Big Bang says there was an earth and there was a heaven, and we split them? This guy is invited to speak live through TV to Oxford University. You see the madness? It's a shame. It's a shame that a school is called Oxford. They invite such a dumb talking person and nobody is refuting him. And he said, I'm not going to talk about theories, I'm going to talk about facts. Big Bang is a theory, it's not a fact, you idiot. Secondly, the Qur'an is clearly saying that the earth and the heaven, they used to be one and they are splitted. And that is a huge mistake. Let us go and see it. This is the verse he mentioned, 21 verse number 30. You can click at any translation of your choice. As I said always, all of them, they are nothing but lies, but we will go with it. Read with me. Do not the unbelievers see that the heavens and the earth were joined together? Notice with me here, he is speaking about something, it's happening right now. They see that. That is a stupid thing to say, because according to Zakir Naik, it's just 40 years ago they discovered that. And here it says, do not the unbelievers see? He's speaking to them now. So if it's about the discovery of the Big Bang, Abdul, he should not use the word see. He should say they will see. And here he's asking, don't you see? How he can ask such a question when they don't see it? Abdul, anyway, Abduls don't know how to read. And actually this is why when I was in school, teachers, they hate my questions, because I can read, or I didn't say I read in a different way, I read deep. Don't the unbelievers see? Which means this is something happening now. When? 1400 years ago. You just say the Big Bang discovered 40 years ago. Then, that the heavens and the earth were joined together. Abdul, this is mean there was heaven and there was earth, and they were joined together. Now, is that what the Big Bang saying? There was heaven and there was earth and then we split them? Stupid, ignorant, dummy. Seriously. This is the best of you. He have a TV station. Bring him to me. I will make him shish kebab. Secondly, this is a very stupid mistake. Why? What Allah He did, He split them. He what? He split them. Like here, as one unit of a creation. as one unit of creation. So it used to be what? It used to be one unit of creation, you know, which means they are connected. And then we clove them asunder. By the way, I don't think I'm taking this translation because I like it. I believe all of them they have mistakes. However, you can go and choose any translation you want. It doesn't matter. Here we go. Don't those who disbelieve see, which mean it's again in the present now, which was 1400 years ago. Don't they see? So it's about something everybody knows. What is everybody know? That the earth is separated from heaven. This is an old thinking, stupid thinking of the naive Arab. They think we are separated. So don't those who disbelieve see that the heaven and the earth were closed up, but we have opened them? What closed up and what we opened them? What are you talking about? If you go in the Arabic words, if we don't use the Muslim translation, you will see, don't those who disbelieve see that the earth and the heaven, they used to be stitches together, ritqan, they were stitched together. I don't know why nobody used the word stitches here, you know. If you go to the dictionary, you will see what I'm talking about. And then we break those stitches, we split them. And then he say, and we made from water every living thing. By the way, not everything is living is from water. Bacteria don't have water. And they are living creatures. And they multiply. This is why the only way to kill them is not by freezing them, but by the heat. Because simply they don't have water. You see, when you have water inside you, the temperature will increase the size of your cell, and your cell will explode, will be destroyed. And this is how you die. But this kind of bacteria, or these bacteria, they will not die simply because they don't have water. So they can be frozen for millions of years and they're still alive. Anytime the weather get better, they will go back to life and they multiply again. So when the Qur'an says that the earth and the heaven, they used to be one part and we split them out, is that true? Absolutely false. Because simply, if we go and study this sky, you will see that the earth is not even a dust in the universe. It's not even a dust. And we are inside the sky. So how you can split us from the sky? Like imagine there is a little thing, tiny thing in the middle of a box. And inside this box, there's billions of those things. Bigger, smaller, all kind of sizes. And then you convinced me that we are out of the box. And we are separated from the box. How we can separate it when we are surrounded by the space of the universe? Where is the separation? Are we separated by the system? No. Are we separated by gravity? No. Are we separated by control? No. Are we separated by physics? No. We are separated in which way? There's no separation. And simply in that verse he is speaking about physical separation. They were to be united, and we separate them, which is nothing but a scientific mistake. So here there's two mistakes. Speaking about the disbelievers see now, which something they don't see really, and that proves that the Quran believe that the earth is under the sky and the sky is above the earth always, and they are separated, which means the earth is flat. The Quran did not understand that the earth is a round and we are inside the space. The Quran teach you, based on this verse, that we have two units. One is called the sky, it's above, and the earth is underneath of that. And this is why the Quran says in different verse, and we made the sky a roof, a protected roof. Now somebody, actually there is a claim, they say that here we go, it says a protected roof, alright, and that means this is the atmosphere, right? No. And there's different verse in the Quran speaking about how Allah He protect the roof. It is the sky protected, not the earth. We made the sky a roof, which is a protected roof. Let us read different translation, because this one is not really too much clear. Let us see this one. Alright, so we made the heavens well guarded. Who is the well guarded? It's the heaven, not the earth. The atmosphere guard the earth. This verse saying the one is guard is not the earth, it is the heaven. And this is speaking about when the shaitan, he will try to spy at Allah, Allah will shoot him with a star. And that we can be seen in different verse, as we see in chapter 67 verse number 5. When the shaitan, Allah, he decorated the lowest heaven. Only the lowest heaven have stars, by the way, according to Islam, only. So it cannot be the atmosphere, right? We don't have stars in the atmosphere. So we decorated the lowest heaven with lamps, and those lamps are made to do what? As missiles to drive away the evil ones. So when the verse speaking about protected roof, as I said, or protected sky, it is about the sky is protected from the devil, the shaitan, he cannot get in. So Allah, he shot him by a star. This is the defense system of Allah. You know, maybe Putin, he should buy some of those. So simply has nothing to do with science. It's something stupid. It's unbelievable, because why Allah need to defend his heaven by shooting missiles? Is that a Star War? I thought Allah, if he wants something to be, he say be, and it's going to be. If Allah said that the shaitan already, and we can show you a different verse where Allah, he said the Qur'an, get down of it, which means get down from heaven. So how shaitan will get in anyway? Isn't you Muslim says if Allah wants something to happen, he will say be, is going to be? Well, Allah, he said to shaitan, get out of it, get down. And later we find out that Allah, he need to use a defense system and use lamps to shoot the shaitan in their ass, not to kill them but to drive them away. And by the way, how big is a Satan and how small is the star? How you can shoot Satan, which you Muslims claim that your prophet, he tied him in his house column by a star? Somebody can fit inside your house, and Muhammad was able, which means he was small. How shaitan, he was captured by your prophet, and he tied him to the column, and he released him 5 minutes before his companion they show up, which prove it's a lie. You know, oh, you know what, I captured a shaitan, and you know, and I said to myself, I don't want to do like what Suleiman did. I'm going to let them go. Yeah, and just before you arrive, I let the shaitan go. Unbelievable, right? So the shaitan who your prophet can capture and tied him up to the column of the house, Allah, he need, look how weak Muhammad, he was able to capture him. Allah, he need a missile to drive him away, and that missile is made from a star. Where the shaitan live? He live in the earth. How the star will shoot a shaitan inside the zone of the earth without destroying the earth? That is the science. So you see, when the Muslims, they speak about science, they try to fool you, when the Qur'an is nothing but a book of garbage. I'm not insulting, I'm not exaggerating, it's in the front of you. If this God is a true God, he do not need to shoot shaitan by missiles, because simply he already kicked him out. And the Muslims always, they say to us, Allah, if you want to say something, if you want something to happen, he say be. Now somebody might say to me, okay, can you show me the verse where Allah, he said to shaitan, get out? Yeah, I will show you. Here we go. You see it? Chapter 2 verse number 36. Allah, he told not only shaitan, him and Adam and Eve, to get down all. You see it? Get down all. Shaitan, Adam and Eve, get down all. And by the way, here if you read the story, you will see Allah, after he kicked the shaitan out, shaitan is coming back. Very stupid, very naive book. And then they will say to us, this is a book is full of miracles. Not to mention that the Qur'an itself saying that Allah never have a miracle. Let me show you. Chapter 17 verse number 59. وَمَا مَنَعَنَا أَن نُرْسِلَ بِالْآيَاتِ إِلَّا أَن كَذَّبَ بِهَا الْأَوَّلُونَ. Allah did what? He refrained. He will never send miracles. You go to translation and you will see. And we refrain from our sign, sending our sign, that only because man of former generation treated them as a false. Now for sure, sign here is not about sending a verse, it's about sending a miracle, because here we go, he's sending a verse. This verse itself is a verse, right? So he's talking about sending a sign as a miracle. So Allah here refrain. Okay, which one we will read now? Zakir, Naik, and the fellow Abdul, who they are saying the Qur'an is full of science, or Allah himself saying, you know what, I never have a science. Not only this, I never have even a normal miracle. Because by the way, science and miracle, they have nothing to do with each other, right? So I never have a miracle, I never have a science, I have nothing to do with this, and I refrain. Allah is in a strike position right now. He take off, he will not go to work no more. And the reason is, people of former generation did not believe in it, which is false, because all of us, we know, the Christians and the Jews, they believe in the miracles which is sent to them before. Like, did the Christians believe Jesus did not do miracles? They do. Did the Jews believe that their prophets did miracles? Yes, they do. So you are saying you send miracles and former generation did not believe in them. You are speaking to who? You to who? You cannot judge people who you never sent to them a prophet. You cannot judge people who you never spoke to them. As long there is people who they are, and by the way, at that time the Christians were the majority in the world, and still until now. So you are ignoring that the majority of the world, they believe in the miracles of God, and you are telling me we refrain? It was an excuse because Muhammad and his God cannot come with miracles. But the important about this verse is, if Allah himself saying, I do not have miracles and I refrain of miracles, of doing miracles, then how the Muslims say that this Qur'an itself is a miracle when he is just saying in the Qur'an, I don't have miracles? To make it simple, if saying Qur'an, because the Muslim, they say to you, can you make Qur'an like this Qur'an? Which is very naive to say. Yes, we can do even better. The Qur'an is full of errors, grammatical errors, Arabic errors, even spelling errors. So can you make Qur'an better than this Qur'an? But in the Qur'an, Allah is saying, I refrain from making miracles. So if the Qur'an itself is a miracle, Allah is saying wrong here. Because how you say you refrain from sending miracles when you are just doing it? Isn't it supposedly the Qur'an itself is a miracle? So why you say you refrain? Oh, Allah, he forgot. The Muslim, they study the Qur'an and they found miracles in the Qur'an, but Allah, he is not aware. And now the Muslim today, they discover it, but Allah is unaware of what miracles he is doing. So Allah, he refrained from doing miracles, but in fact, even when he refrained, the miracles was slipping from his pockets. He's not aware. The miracle is happening. And by the way, this is a chapter 17, verse number 59, but in fact, this is almost, I think, a chapter, let us see, number almost 50, I think. Here we go. Yeah, 50. Yeah. This is chapter 17 as it's written today in the Quran. But in the real revelation, this is chapter number 50, which means half of the Quran is given and still Muhammad has no miracles. We just showed you in the video, the Muslim, they speak about the miracle of a namel, that scientists discovered that the namel talk, which is false. They don't talk. Even they use the word talk, but they are describing how they communicate. The namel, which means the ants, they don't talk, they communicate by vibration. But you will notice here that Allah is saying, I don't have miracles, and this one is even before it. You see it? Because this is number 50, this is number 48. Half of the Quran is given and still there is no signs, and people still asking Muhammad, can you give us a miracle? Can you give us a miracle, please? Look, all of those, and still the Prophet of the Abdul cannot come with one miracle. And just to show you the disability of the God of Islam, all of you remember chapter 96 verse number 1, etc., to the end of it. You will see where Allah, he came to Muhammad, supported the angel, he came to Muhammad, he squeezed him 3 times, and each time he tell him what his God said to him. It's not the angel saying that. Allah, he said to Muhammad, read, and he squeezed him 3 times, saying to him, read, and still Allah could not make Muhammad read. Where is the miracle? If Jesus said to a donkey, read, he will read. Your God, Allah, he said to Muhammad 3 times, read, still Muhammad cannot read. Oh, maybe teaching a donkey is easier from Muhammad. So, just to make it simple and clear, Muslims' translation is false. It's a fabrication. It's nothing but a scam. This is why I advise everybody to read my books, and you will see the truth, and the truth will set you free. Thank you very much. Christ is Lord. Islam is false. And just a reminder, every Friday afternoon or evening in New York time, we open our chat room every Friday and Sunday. So if you like to join our chat room in Paltalk, you can go to our website, investigateislam.com. You will see our Facebook page. You can subscribe so you can be updated. And at the same time, you can click at the link I post there when I open my room, so you can go directly to the room. See you, and thank you very much.